shot is like the epitome of a jumper.
Yep, good form. Women's basketball players are so fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
So fundamentally sound. We can head down the elevator after y'all practice court.
You got you.
Trophy. Georgia Southern, UTA, Louisiana, Royals. Obviously, Derek Fisher, proud Little Rock native, attended school here, so when this building opened, obviously had to find some way to kind of honor him, and that's through this court. And a lot of the work gets done here, put in a lot of work here. There you go. Yeah, you got that one too.
Hey, welcome to the third episode of the Indie Corner. We're in the home of Little Rock, the Jack Stevens Center, with my man Darius Maize. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. We're gonna hear about him, but with no further ado, sir, how are you doing? And just a little bit about yourself.
Definitely. Darius Maize, I am the Deputy Athletics Director for Internal Operations and Special Projects here at UA Little Rock for Little Rock Trojans.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me to speak. Definitely. When you reached out, I feel it was a good opportunity to catch up with someone I grew up with.
Yes, sir. Back in the
grew up
days.
with, same community. And we used to hang out. We used to run wild in elementary school. So it's definitely cool to
Rugrats.
connect and definitely connect and support in any way I can.
Definitely, man. But we, like you said, we knew each other in elementary school, Facebook and things, keep people connected. Very
Definitely.
cool thing.
How do you plan a high school reunion now with Facebook?
Exactly,
We stay in contact
man.
with everybody.
For sure. But elementary school, middle school didn't go together. High school different. I saw college that you went to Baylor, correct?
I did.
Can we
Sipping
hear like
Bears.
a little bit about that?
Yes,
Very
most certainly.
interesting.
We lost a heartbreaker last night. But the college experience is one that I was truly grateful for. I always like to tell people I was a week away from going to UCA. I was kind of dead set on going to UCA and sticking with my friends and just being around them for that time. But Baylor sent me my acceptance letter a week before UCA did. So, and as they
Gotcha.
say, the rest is history. It was truly exciting. I got to meet a lot of cool people. Like I was telling you earlier, I had to step outside my comfort zone and really grow up. Be around a different type of people. Texas people who are
For
very
sure.
unique in their own sense.
Definitely.
So it's cool to be around a different culture, diverse group of people, especially on the college setting where you meet your lifelong friends. So it's cool to be there during the time we were. Our sports were very successful, so that made the college experience
Definitely.
truly memorable.
Definitely. So you said you could have went to UCA, but you did go to Baylor. Do you think, just hypothetically, going to UCA would have been a completely different kind of outcome of the scenario, probably?
Yeah, and not in a bad way. I think I would just, like I said earlier, being around a different group of people, Texans versus only being around my Arkansans.
Yeah, kind of comfortable.
It's cool to be around. You have to and get to learn their experience and truly learn how to interact with people from a different walk of life than you are. So it truly forces you to grow up.
Get out of that comfort zone for sure.
Most
for
certainly.
sure. So, out of Baylor, stepped out the comfort zone, came the man you are today. Like you said, Deputy Athletic Director, Internal Operations. What's like a day-to-day for you?
Day to day.
Kind of when you're in here.
Certainly. Well, right now my day to day is getting people on board. We just hired a couple new employees, so kind of getting them caught up to speed. We hired someone on Friday, and next week we have three basketball games and 2 volleyball games, so we kind of threw him in the fire. So
Gotcha.
kind of showing him the ropes and getting him caught up with that. But let's say fast forward, once we get everybody on board and kind of settled in our positions, a lot of my things are big long-term projects. From a day-to-day standpoint, I work primarily with keeping the AD kind of abreast and up to date on the needs and just the thoughts and the pulse of the athletic department as a whole, from a coaching standpoint and a staff standpoint. I have a lot of interaction. I'm intentional about making sure I talk with our people and just truly get a feel for how they are and what obstacles they're facing, and how can we as an athletic department, for our coaches, and then we as a senior staff, help those below us and help those that kind of work on our team as well. So I kind of help the AD on that front and kind of truly let him be an athletic director and handle those big picture things.
You have to make it run smooth.
Try to do my best.
Got you.
Not without a few bumps in the road every now and then, but the bumps are what make us better. The bumps are what make us better, and that's what leads to growth.
Definitely.
A little Hall of Fame wall.
Oh yeah.
They first started in '91, so 91 on. It's a cool little way that we can honor those and kind of give them a lot to the athletic department. And I mean, it has coaches, athletes, and even some supporters on there. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, it's being a small program. We have a lot of people who are just truly passionate about Little Rock from the start to now. So it's great to be able to honor them and forever has them etched on this building.
Mm-hmm.
I can show y'all this room. It's a cool little room that we have. Here we have events to make sure it looks presentable. But we just host events. It's a room that we provide access to on game day for certain donors who give at a certain level. It's a nice space, holds maybe I think 100 comfortably without tables, 70 depending on how many tables you have in there. So if it was more presentable, I'd take y'all in there to look at it. But our ladies' room is one we're proud of, and we get a lot of usage out of it. A lot of outside rentals that use that space as well. So definitely proud of it.
I was gonna ask,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just in our culture, like the Black community,
Mm-hmm.
entertainers,
Mm-hmm.
like rappers are kind of get like the highlight of
Mm-hmm.
like the gotta be. I'm enamored, I would like to say, with your position. It's really
Appreciate
cool. Is there like along your path, is there like a war story, or is there some
Mm-hmm.
like words of encouragement maybe to give like somebody looking up to you and maybe that doesn't want to be that rapper
Mm-hmm.
or entertainer or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Certainly, and I think really it kind of starts with representation, and seeing those in these different roles, like you said, besides athletes and entertainers. I mean, when I was doing my research into the industry and everything, I was not aware of a lot of people of color who were in roles, who were in administrative roles within the athletic departments. Obviously, you see the coaches and things like that. And the past 3 years, as I've learned more and connected with more people, there is a good population of people of color, but a lot of room for growth. And, I said the most important thing is kind of to pay it forward. When we have those opportunities, we got to pay it forward and be able to bring our community with us.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just make it for ourselves. We have to make it for other people and provide those opportunities when we have the chance. But the journey was a kind of a war story. It's been kind of moving fast, but I guess my first year kind of working here, I was an intern. And before that, I had a salaried job, and it was a claims adjuster at an insurance company, and I was miserable.
For sure.
My heart wasn't in it. It was, I wake up, go in, go home, wake up, go in, go home, rinse, repeat. And I kind of just bet on myself and left that. Not really knowing what the job market was like, and not really having to go through the interview process as in depth as I did to get that job. And it was tough. It was almost a year, maybe a year plus, before I actually landed the internship. Constantly applying and constantly trying to get in contact and connect with people and reach out and solicit advice. To finally someone from here, I owe a lot to. His name is Devin Mackey, who was a graduate assistant here a couple of years ago, and he was the only person who really replied to my email and wanted to sit down and talk to me. Kind of the rest is history from there. So advice is you got to kind of bet on yourself. If it's something you truly are passionate about and want to pursue, bet on yourself. It's not easy. It won't happen overnight, but you got to stay persistent. Um, like I said, kind of to that first question, it all starts with representation. As we get in these positions, we got to be able to not forget where we came from. That's why it's been truly a blessing to grow in my career in my hometown and be home every day. I don't have to go home. I can go see my family, people I grew up with every single day. Opportunities like this every single day, the people you grew up with. So good question, definitely a good question. We got to get more people in this industry and other industries, like you said, outside of sports and entertainment.
Definitely. Bet on yourself.
On yourself, got to. Place we're proud of. We use the concourse on game days for different things. We'll have different corporate sponsors who will come to the table. This past week, our first home game, our Wilmington versus LSU, we had an event called Eat Local, Ball Local, where we had a lot of, I think it was 15 local restaurants. We came and tabled and provided free samples of the things they have, so that was kind of cool. We got a lot of positive feedback from that event.
What was the Eat Local what?
Eat Local, Ball Local.
Eat Local, Ball Local. Dope. Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, first year actually. We got a lot of positive feedback. They bring the ingredients to make their sandwiches over here, and then they'll just build them as you order on game day.
Okay. What are the tickets usually looking like?
From what standpoint?
Say like basketball.
So yeah, our basketball season tickets start out at $99. So a good price point. That would get you into 31 games. So that comes to a little over $3 a ticket, really. If you starting our general admission season, obviously it goes up from there, but a good price point for a season ticket. Like I said, I don't think we have any bad seats in the arena just from a structure wise. So
what about
very affordable.
Do the prices like fluctuate like sports? I'm sure like say wrestling.
Yeah. So
because I will be there.
yeah. So the only events we ticket for are basketball, volleyball, baseball, and then this upcoming year, wrestling. The other sports are free admission.
Okay.
But wrestling tickets will start, general admission will start at $8.
Okay.
Baseball general admission tickets. We're actually moving to one price point this year, so that's $10 for any seat at the baseball field. So
that is not bad at all.
not bad at all. Very so we want people to come out. So affordable price point for anybody. All taste buds.
Definitely.
That's the Jack in all its glory.
So from last season to this season, like you're saying, being the deputy athletic director, what was like a change that you made, kind of to like help out the athletic director or kind of the athletic staff or fans that we have here?
So I think right now in my role, I have I think a good opportunity to help kind of reorganize the way that our facilities and event management team kind of works. Being someone who was kind of in the trenches in their role in the past couple of years, I can provide an insight that'll help kind of reshape the team and help the department kind of run in a more efficient way. And then speaking on a broader sense, we've had a lot of new hires within the past 2 years. So with that's a lot of change, and, but a lot of fresh perspective, and it's good to bring people from just new people. You can bring a new perspective and new ideas surface with that as well. So it's been changing staffing. I think that's kind of been the biggest thing that I can aid with, and I have been helping with. It's just helping us stay afloat with a lot of new people on board. But we've been rocking and rolling.
For sure. And so you were recently promoted, correct? What was the position that you were kind of doing before the promotion that was had?
Definitely. So I was the director of internal operations.
Okay.
And I was really tasked with kind of being air traffic control for the athletic department from a day-to-day standpoint, and then from a game day standpoint as well. So any roadblocks or obstacles that come up during, like I said, day-to-day standpoint or during a game day, I was tasked with kind of putting people in the right
Gotcha.
direction to kind of get those things taken care of.
For sure. So that would probably help you kind of with the people coming
most
on
certainly.
board.
Yeah,
You've been on both sides.
definitely. You say been in the trenches,
kind of the
so
spectrum.
can kind of share with them how we do things, how we kind of go about solving some problems, and then, like I said, the cool thing about once you bring in new people, you get to hear a fresh perspective. So there are many ways 2 + 2 = 4, but 3 + 1 also equals 4. So
1 +
it's
1
good.
+
Exactly. +1 + 1 + 1
sure.
= 4 as well. So being able to provide that perspective and insight, having been here for a couple of years prior to.
Definitely help them ease their way in. So say I'm a Little Rock native myself. What would I maybe coming in here to see a game? What would we be expecting like this year from the Trojans? We'll say basketball team.
Basketball team, certainly. From a men's basketball perspective, we are in the second year of our new head coach, Darryl Walker. Played basketball at UA for the Razorbacks. And last year we had a very young team, so it was kind of cool to watch those guys with some experience in the wheelhouse. So a lot of growth from a team perspective, and then from the women's basketball standpoint, our women's team is a well-oiled machine. Back-to-back conference champions. That's a plug right there. Back-to-back Sun Belt Conference champions. So Coach Foley, who's the head coach of our women's team, has done a great job for the past 15+ years of getting them prepared and really being a top program in the Sun Belt Conference.
Got you. So just kind of random, but being a part of somebody who you said has been coaching like that 15+ years, are there things that you like pick up from him or like kind of seeing him operate from day to day?
Definitely. In athletics, our roles, it's really a lot. It's a people industry. We deal with people. We do a lot of work, especially myself on the internal standpoint. I do a lot of my work through others. A lot of things get done through others. So just from a leadership, just observing and being, he's 6 all-times and wins. So to be able to be in the same building as him and kind of watch his practices and watch how he conducts himself on a weekly, monthly, yearly standpoint, and kind of take some notes and observe some things from a leadership standpoint on how to better deal with people, how to pull the best out of people, get the team going forward towards a common goal. So it's been a blessing. It's definitely been a blessing.
Very cool. Like I said, I am a Little Rock native. Is there something, because I've only been, I hate to say it, I apologize, one game in my Little Rock career. Is there like something that I'm missing not coming in here? Say, since you're saying you're with it day to day, a little gem in here maybe that the people are missing by not attending these Trojan games?
Definitely. Well, if you may not have known, we started a wrestling program last year.
Okay.
And next Sunday, November 24th at 2 p.m., we have our first home match. Very first home wrestling match for the Little Rock Trojans. So that's definitely something we're excited about, and I think it's something that the wrestling community in Arkansas is definitely excited about, and we want the people of the citizens of Little Rock to be excited about that as well. So definitely, if you have the chance to come out to that, I would encourage everybody to do so. 2 p.m. November 24th.
2 p.m. November 24th. Hey, I'm gonna attend.
And wrestling, it's I got to attend a match a couple of months ago between Oklahoma State and Iowa. And it's exciting. It's exciting. It's I still don't understand it. We're all trying to learn and see how understand how everything goes. But it was exciting and it was intense. I found myself kind of yelling and cheering as well. And I never would have thought in a million years I would be cheering for collegiate wrestling, not the WWF.
Yeah. For sure.
Like I said, we're excited about it and looking forward to next Sunday and kind of the matches going forward.
Got you. So, like you said, internal or deputy athletic director. You're a part of basketball, football, wrestling. If you can't say, is there like a sport that you kind of lean more towards, or are you a fan of one more than the other?
Unfortunately, we don't have football.
Okay, got you. Take the back. Apologies.
No, it's exciting to really be a part of each sport and the unique aspects that each brings. Attending a soccer game is different than attending a basketball game, which is different than attending a baseball game,
different fields,
which is different than attending a volleyball game or a track meet, upcoming a swim meet, or wrestling meet. Going to a swim meet. So it's cool, like I said, to be able to experience the different aspects that each sports brings. Because I wouldn't be able to say I had a favorite. Yeah,
for sure. For sure. Very political answer. No, but it's been a
It's
pleasure, man.
Most certainly.
Checking
anytime.
in with you. Like I said, lifelong friend. I'm sure we just established a new relationship here. It was great talking to you. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna come out to the wrestling match.
Definitely.
Great talking
hold
to
you. That. He said it on camera, so that means we
I
got
did
it.
say here,
We got
Undisturbed Independence here with Darius Maize.
Thank you for having me.
Great experience. We're here for you, there for you. It's all for you, man. We're out.